Okay, I'm out at Hampton's Pointe, and what I'm doing is I'm making a video for the RFC #1. This RFC is going to be a combination of some change order work, and it's also going to show some warranty work that we need to do. All right, so I'm going to put it all into one video. So I'm at the bottom of the property here, as you can see. I'm next to the T building. It says T. Okay. Currently on the change order, I've got some additional asphalt that's already been approved, which, by the way, the change order was already approved and signed, but I'm gonna have to get it re-signed, and because I'm doing some different things here. All right, so this area right here is seal coat, and it's on the original change order, still the same. Okay, so on here there's the red line that comes down, stops right here, and where this red line is, it has like an imaginary line that goes across the road here. So where that line is right there, there's an imaginary line that goes right in front of that car where there's an expansion joint. That's where we'll stop the seal coating. Okay, that's still gonna stay on the change order. The other thing is we need to put a 24-inch 15-mile-per-hour stencil. We need to put one so as you're driving this direction, you can see a 15-mile-per-hour stencil right on basically right on the line where the seal coat is. So this seal coat, finally they moved, goes right over to there. And then what we'll do is we'll put a 15-mile-per-hour stencil right here. It'll sit right here. That'll be one. So it'll be facing this direction. And then on this side where the sewer is, right directly across from this drain lid, we're going to put that other 15-mile-per-hour stencil facing that way. So as you're driving this direction, you can read it on that side of the road. Okay? The other thing that goes on the change order is a 12-foot long by 12-inch wide stop bar right here. And it's going to go straight out from the white post. Okay? Straight out from the... wow. Straight out from the white post here. Okay? So we got to put that in there. Let's go look at what else we got. There's a little bit of curb that we're going to have to fix down there. So because we have some curbing to fix, we might as well fix this area too. All right, so right here in front of the T unit, we've got this piece of curb all the way down to the corner. We're gonna fix this whole thing. So we're gonna rip that out. That's about 8 feet. Okay, so we'll take out that 8 feet. This busted out too, so we're gonna take out this as well. It's approximately 12 feet, actually. These are like 4-foot squares here. So we'll go from this joint past here, and we'll stop at this joint. I know it's kind of cracked right there too, but I mean, where do you stop, honestly? Okay. You know what? I take that back. Let's just get it all removed because we'll get a minimum 1 yard of mix. So let's go from that joint, past that joint, past that, and go all the way to there. So you're looking at approximately 40 feet of curb right here. 40 feet. 40 feet of curb. Okay, that's right in front of the T unit. 40 feet. All right. That's going to be part of this change order. Let's walk down here and look at some of the other things we need to replace. We're not replacing that, even though a piece is missing. We're not replacing it. How you doing? So we'll keep going down. I'm going to show you a warranty item here. Actually, before the warranty item, I'm going to show you something else they asked us to fix. All right, so we've got almost 12 feet here of curb. This is out in front of V, okay? It says it up on the building. Okay, we've got not the first stall, but the second parallel stall. We'll go from that joint to that joint, and we're gonna take that out and replace it. Okay, it's 12 feet. Here in front of V1, we've got some more curb repair to do, and it's gonna be right here, okay? This is 10 feet here. So we'll go from joint to joint. We'll fix this 10 feet, but we're also gonna have to fix this little area of asphalt. So it's just a small little hot patcher type of thing where we'll fix like a 2x2 patch there. And then right over here in front of the fire lane stencil, you can see there's missing asphalt. So we'll end up taking a 2x2 out right there as well. Okay. Yeah. So there's that. I forgot to mention there was one other fire hydrant stencil up there. So far I've counted one, but there's a total of 5. The second one is up there where the red Volkswagen bus is. So that would be the second one that's up there by the Volkswagen bus. That's the second hydrant marker, and you can tell on the road where it was stuck to the ground before. Here's another hydrant marker. So this is hydrant marker number 3. We need to put this out roughly in the center of the road. So from here to the curb, we need to center it and put it right out here in front of the hydrant, okay? This 15 mile per hour stencil, we're gonna have to black both of these out and then put seal coat over it. Now we won't be able to seal coat both of them at one time unless we cone this off and people are able to drive around it like that. I think that's gonna be a challenge to do. So when we go to do that seal coat up there, I forgot to mention this, but that seal coat up there, we can't do it all at one time. We're gonna have to split it in 2 parts. So we have to come back a second day to get that seal coat done. Each one of these days is gonna be very short, except for when we go to do the curb. All right, so when we go to do the seal coating, okay, we wanna take this half of the road, block it off, and then seal coat this side. When we do that, we'll end up putting in that 15 mile per hour stencil, okay? Same thing down here. We'll block the same side of the road on this side. So as they go back up here, that side of the road, the left side will be blocked off, and we'll seal coat it. We'll block off as you go up the hill. We're gonna block that ramp that comes down the hill. We're gonna block it off up there because people who live up here can drive out that way and exit. People here on the bottom through this stretch, this is their only way out, is that direction right now. So we'll just block that side off. I'm sorry, I had it backwards. So when we block this side off, we'll seal coat it, and we'll put one of the 15 mile per hour stencils in there. That same day, we'll come down here, we'll block this side off, just like we did up there. Block the same side, we'll block it right here, which is a very small area. Black it out, put some seal coat over it. We're only talking a couple cones right here, and just blocking it off, and then this will be open, okay? When we come back the second day to do this side of the road up there at the intersection, we'll seal coat that. We'll put the 15 mile per hour stencil down where it needs to go. We can actually put on either day. And then we'll come down here and we'll do this side, and we'll cone this off, black it out in a nice square, and then seal coat it. Okay, I want to make it look clean, so use masking tape and just create a square, or if you got like a wood frame that you're able to put down and seal coat inside of it, do that. But I'd probably say just tape a square, black it out, seal coat it. Okay. We still have some footage left of that curbing. So I want to take this area right here, and I want to pop that piece out and put that little 1 foot piece of curb in there. It's right in front of X2. So this is unit X, in front of X2. Okay, fix that little piece there. All right, so we already talked about blacking out and seal coating over those 15 mile per hour stencils. We talked about that hydrant marker there. This is where the 15-mile-per-hour stencil needs to go. It goes right in front of the mailbox. So just like we did there, we need to move that down to here. Do the same thing, but down here. And they're going to be 24-inch stencils. So you got two 15-mile-per-hour stencils here, two of them up there at the intersection. Okay. I think there's just one other thing that we need to look at down here at the end of the road. Okay, here is fire hydrant number. This is number 3. This might be number 3. I'll recount as I go backwards, okay? But this is right in front of A4. Got a hydrant marker that's right here. It goes right in the center of the road. Okay? Has Z1 A4 there, hydrant marker. Goes right there. And then down here is the last fire hydrant marker. Okay, there's the last fire hydrant marker down here at the end of the road. So you go from the fire hydrant, come out into the road. I believe you can see where the last one was marked, right about there. So basically it's centered in between the width of this lane from curb to curb. Bring it out, stick it directly out in front of the fire hydrant, okay? So there's one hydrant marker. Here's the second hydrant marker, okay? Which is basically the second unit of homes once you go past the circle here. So there's number 2. So as I'm walking back, I'm just recapping here. This is where the two 15-mile-per-hour stencils go, right in front of this mailbox. Okay, right in front of the mailbox. It does not go there. So we're blacking out and seal coating over those two 15-mile-per-hour stencils. We're also going to fix that little piece of curb, which is just before that old spot, just before the mailbox. We'll fix that little piece of curb right there. Okay, this is the third fire hydrant, which is before the mailbox in front of X4, right in the center of the road. There's the third one. Here's that 2x2 asphalt to repair in front of V1. Here's that 2x2 to repair right next to the water marker. Here's that 10-foot piece of curb to fix. Okay. I think we're assuming 6x10. We're going to fix this piece here. Got 12. Actually, it goes right here, all the way up. So it's roughly about 10 to 11 feet right here. Okay, that's in front of V3. Okay, this curb is in front of V3. The other one was down by V1. Now I'm getting up to the intersection here by building the T building. As you can see, I included the 40 feet from where the red stops all the way down to that joint, which means there'll be one piece of old curb sitting there in between. Okay, so 40 feet of curb. We've got the stop bar. It's 12 foot long. We've got this seal coat area, which I told you stops at the red, where the new red is, goes over to the joint. We've got a 15-mile-per-hour stencil that'll sit on this side of that seal coat line, so people will be able to see it when they're driving this way. And then right here across where it says drain and behind the sewer lid, we're going to put the other 15-mile-per-hour stencil so they can read it when they go this way. This is the area where I told you we'll have to block this half of it off so we can seal coat it. And when we go to do that, we got to block off right at the top here so nobody comes down the hill and drives through this. So as we go to do this seal coat, we're going to put cones out to here, down the center, and over. And then we're going to block that off up there so that way nobody comes down the hill, nobody goes up, nobody goes up. We seal coat that on day 1. Day 2, we flip it. We seal coat this, and we get this part open right here. Okay? Oh, and right here in the corner, you see the fire hydrant? Right out here. That's hydrant marker number 4. Okay, now I'm up at the very top. I came up the hill from down below. When you come up here to the left, in front of J1, you've got a fire hydrant right there, and hydrant marker number 5 goes right there in the center, straight out from the hydrant. Okay, that's number 5. That should do it. Okay. So on my change order, I'm adjusting the change order to include the asphalt repairs now, the curb repairs. There was 100 feet of red painted curb to do on that, but I saw that 100 feet of curb is already painted. So our guys already painted it. So I'm going to take that off the scope, and instead I'm going to implement these curb repairs and the asphalt repair. Make sure the stop bar's in there. Make sure all the 15-mile-per-hour stencils are in there. And then make sure these 5 hydrant markers are in there as well.